All right, gang, so as you saw in the article, we're doing 2 4-movement circuits here. So to break these down, this first one, I'm just going to show a few reps. I'm not going to go through the whole workout. Just going to show you a few reps of each just so you can kind of pick up a couple of cues and things to look for, whether you're doing it or you're doing it with clients. The first two movements are going to be more lower body focused, so we'll kind of fry those legs a little bit. And then we'll go to 2 upper body movements to give the legs a little bit of a breather, and then we'll go back in circuit style fashion. So movement 1, and also on this, movement 1 and movement 4 are going to involve the total gym, with an option to use it for movement 3, I'll show you in a sec. And the same thing is going to hold true for the second circuit. Movement 1, movement 4, you use the total gym, and the movements in the middle you won't. So let's get into it. The first 2 moves, like I mentioned, are both lower body. So we're going to do a reverse lunge. I really like using this for the reverse lunge piece because when we do the reverse lunge, yes, this is the prime mover, the front leg, the front glute and quad. Hamstrings are working too. But this leg here is important too. It's kind of like think of it as like a kickstand. So it's to help balance and stabilize, but I also want to work on getting a nice hip flexor stretch as you extend that leg back. A lot of us that sit too much at a desk or at work, in their cars, these muscles in the front side of the body, especially in the hips, get short and tight. So we want to try to stretch those babies out a little bit. So proper setup just in front of the glide board here. Foot goes on, okay, and I have us set up in the lower third. You don't have to have it all the way cranked up there by any means. And if you want more of a challenge, you can always add a weight. Hold a medicine ball, a couple dumbbells in your hands as well. But I'm going to show just body weight. So foot here, okay, head up, chest up. And so one thing I want to look for, I want to keep this foot flat. I press this leg back, and notice I'm keeping this leg stays relatively straight, okay? Meaning as you go back, I just don't want you to drop that knee straight down, okay, here. So yeah, that front leg's still working in that scenario, but again, I want to get that hip flexor stretch. So I'll show 2 or 3 good reps. Okay, so set up, hands just out for balance, chest up, reach this leg back, and then come back to that neutral position. Okay? So what we're going to do, so that's the reverse lunge, shoot for 8 on one side, then switch to 8 on the other. As soon as you're done with those, so that's more of the strength movement, as soon as you finish those up, you're going to step off, put your medicine ball down or weights down, and go into a set of 8 jump lunges. So the jump lunge you can just do anywhere you want off the glide board here. I want you to switch your feet in the air. So you set up in this lunge position. You want to use the upper body. You want to think about using your whole body when you jump. So I'm going to go down into that lunge, jump, and switch and land with the other foot in front. Okay, so jump and switch. See, my torso is always upright, jumping and switching. And I want to try to land soft. And what I meant by that is just kind of land under control on the balls of the feet, especially if this is more of a sport-specific training scenario, which jumping is very sport-specific. It's life-specific, but you always want to be in that athletic position. So landing on the balls of the feet, nice and soft and under control. Okay, so you can react basketball specific. If you jump and then have to take off, you want to be on the balls of the feet. So you're in a more ready athletic position. Okay, so we did reverse lunges, 8 per side. Then that jump lunge, my heart rate's up. You don't have to do many. I like quality over quantity, so you don't have to bang out 30 reps. Focus on getting up nice and high, using those arms, landing soft for 4 per side. Then movement number 3 is going to be pull-up. I kept these all at 8. 8's a pretty good number, and it's easy. Just keep the number the same. For pull-ups, depending on where you're training, you could obviously use the total gym, the attachments. I'm here at my facility, so I'm going to demo a couple of pull-ups and a couple of cues that I want you to look for on the actual pull-up bar right here. All right, so movement number 3, like I mentioned, movement 1 and 2 are lower body. Now we're going to give the legs a little bit of a breather. We're going to do an upper body pulling movement. Pull-ups are one of my favorites. The last movement we'll do is a push-up and a little ab exercise. So again, you could do this on the total gym. If traditional pull-ups aren't an option for you, they are very challenging. A lot of people say they can do them, but until you see their form. Or also, if you don't have access to a pull-up bar, you can obviously use the total gym for that. So one key thing on these, regardless of whether you're using it on the total gym right there or on a bar, is I want you to think about keeping active shoulders. And this is what I mean. When you grab your bar or the handles, we don't want to just kind of let those shoulders pop here. So see my shoulders are up by my ears. Okay, I want to try to keep active shoulders. So just this versus this, I've kind of engaged my lats a little bit. Okay, protected that shoulder joint a little bit more. So I've kind of turned my lats on. So I'm in a better ready position. So from there, okay, here, body's nice and straight, abs are braced, pulling myself up and then lowering down under control. Okay, all the way up. We're trying to get that chest as close to the bar as you can. Okay, so driving the elbows down, same technique applies if you're on the glide board. Pull those elbows, think of driving your elbows down towards the floor, trying to bring that chest up towards the handles there, towards the bar here, okay? All right, now we're back for the fourth movement, upper body pushing movement. So we just finished up a couple of pull-ups, obviously back side of the body, then we work the front side. So this is really a full body routine. For the push-up, I like to use the total gym here. So regular push-up position, feet on the glide board. So set yourself up. After you do a rep or two, you may need to adjust your foot positioning so you're not bottoming out every time. But basically, we're just going to be in a regular push-up position here. Okay, I'm going to go down. On the way up, I'm going to pike my butt up. So legs stay straight. Just bring the hips up. Go back down under control. Okay. So regular push-up. On the way up, we bring the hips up. Keep the legs straight. Think about moving from the hips and the abs and control on the way down. Okay?